Away then, three 3-minute rounds in the 52-kilogram flyweight division between boxers from Cuba and Russia. The boxer wearing red is the skillful switch hitter. He's operating the southpaw right now, and that is Yosbany VEITIA, reigning world championship silver medalist. Came away with America's continental gold earlier this summer in Tegucigalpa. Long left to the body's a scoring shot. And the man who just got through with an arcing left beneath the right elbow of VEITIA is Tamir GALANOV, 28 years of age, two-time national champion of Russia at the light flyweight division. Here he is, guaranteed at least a championship bronze in this, his second appearance at an AIBA World Boxing Championships. Good work to get through the guard of the man in red.
The key for victory here for VEITIA is his movement, Ronald. He's very good on his feet. GALANOV, we know he's strong, he's a come-forward type of boxer, but he does prefer his opponents to stand in front of him and hold their feet, and that's where he can trade. So VEITIA, the Cuban here, we know how skillful he is, and he's got to use that skill and movement, and as long as he's doing that, then he could make it hard for himself or easy here, and GALANOV has started this contest fairly well. He's starting to land a couple of good left hooks, and I'm sure that's going to just trigger VEITIA to move his feet a lot more.
Well, we've made the point before that VEITIA, like so many of his compatriots, will often take the first portion of the first round as he takes another left jab from GALANOV, but use it just to figure out his opponent's tendencies and what it is they're trying to do before going through the gears later on in the first and indeed the second and third rounds. But it's not unusual what we're seeing here. VEITIA electing to hold his feet on occasion, sometimes not offering any movement and standing with his gloves held high, which is how GALANOV has been able to get through to the body on occasion.
See GALANOV with that fairly wide stance, and boxers who have a wide stance like that tend to struggle to move at speed. They want their opponents to come at them. They've got a solid base then to work from, but in terms of the movement, wide-based boxers, they struggle with that speed of movement. So Mr. VEITIA has got to get on his bike here and use those skills, but this has not been a bad start in this round for the man in blue.
Flashing southpaw left wasn't too far away from VEITIA. GALANOV trying to quicken up the feet now as cries of Russia, Russia encourage him further.
Yeah, good example there of good boxing skills from VEITIA, in and out with the feet. And look at the movement now he's starting to flow. And this is where GALANOV may struggle a little bit.
But a fair amount of success for the man in blue during the course of that opening round.
I think it was a fairly close round, wasn't it? I thought VEITIA did better towards the end of the round, but for large parts of it, this fella didn't do too bad at all, and then landed a couple of good left hooks. Gets through there with a right uppercut. VEITIA there, just in and out with the feet. Right hand comes through the middle here from GALANOV. Tries to finish on that left hook. Let's have a look here. So there again, little right uppercut on the side, but you see there VEITIA, how he moved out, back out to distance.
Постоянно в работе, постоянно напрягаешь ногами.
We're into the second round then. Both of these men with experience from the 5-round format of World Series boxing where they met before, as GALANOV lands with a hard right hand to the body. And they both experienced from seasons 4, 5, 6 and 7. GALANOV with a record just below 500 as he takes a swift southpaw left. Cuffing right hand attempted from VEITIA was long and went behind back of the Russian's head. But just below 500 with 3 wins and 4 losses. As their success with a spearing right hand from GALANOV as he stepped on VEITIA's lead leg. VEITIA, in stark contrast, has a record, a rather astonishing record, of 24 wins and just 3 losses overall. 4 losses if you include the pre-season bouts ahead of season 5. I've shown you how formidable he is over that 5-round format of AIBA tournament boxing.
Yeah, tremendous record, but I just think he's choosing the wrong tactics here in front of GALANOV. who is getting through with the odd shot. It's still a fairly difficult guard to pierce from VEITIA, but he's giving Galanov opportunities by holding those feet, and that's why this is quite competitive now. There's not a lot in this one.
Beautiful movement again from VEITIA. Snakes out like a jack in the box with a right jab from a crouch. And now you get the sense he is going to try and increase the tempo, but adopting that type of flat-footed posture, Galanov is landing punches, many of which are being blocked on the gloves, but that's indicative of the fact that VEITIA isn't punching or working himself offensively. And if this comes down to volume versus quality punches, well then, strong arguments could be made for either boxer. VEITIA with the cleaner work, the more eye-catching shots, but there's plenty of volume coming from the man in blue. 2 minutes gone in this second round.
See, there's an example of how Galanov struggles against a moving opponent. As soon as VEITIA gets up on his toes and moves the legs, moves the feet rather, he's in and out, he's difficult to hit. But here, look, he's holding his feet, and that brings Galanov right into it. And you know, you're just giving your opponent an opportunity to land punches.
Well, as we've mentioned, we've seen many of his contemporaries adopt this tactic, perhaps not for this length of time. Robbie Ramirez does that on occasion, Johannes Argilagos on occasion. And perhaps they feel that the quality shots that they're landing are such that they will be enough to give a clear margin of advantage on the scorecards. But Galanov, all the time he's able to let his hands go and land on something, well, that's going to keep him encouraged if he gets through with a good right hand against VEITIA. VEITIA with a cuffing right hook on the inside, followed by a good right jab. There's the same shot once more. But Galanov fancies his chances here. You can see it from his body language. He feels he's right in this contest with 1 round to go.
I don't think there's a lot in it at all. It's what obviously the judges prefer, but I think Galanov has had quite a bit of success in this contest so far. We're just expecting a little bit more from VEITIA. That was a nice left hand. When he gets up on his toes, difficult man to box against. He's difficult to nail with a clean shot, but when he's holding his feet, then he becomes very normal, if anything, and Galanov then has an opportunity to land his work. Look here, look at his feet, holding his feet there, and he just gets caught with the right hand, just allowing his opponent in there. So quite a close contest up to now. It could all be on this last round.
So into the third and final round then. In the 52-kilogram flyweight division, Yosbany VEITIA, the boxer wearing red, the reigning 5-time national championship gold medalist in Cuba. Taking on a 2-time national champion from Russia, Tamir Galanov. And when VEITIA has been a dynamic figure up on his toes, and then snaking out jabs when floating left and right, and then using movement like that, the layback or dipping at the knees or swaying from the waist. Well, he's made this a very easy contest to score, but for large portions of the bout, he's electing to stand flat-footed, and Galanov is taking advantage by teeing off with left and right. He's been made to miss now, but for large portions of round 1 and 2, he was landing on something.
I think VEITIA is a much better boxer at long range than his opponent. Galanov prefers mid-range work and in close. He falls short with his right hand against the southpaw when VEITIA is moving. So VEITIA, for me, long range, look, he's boxing very well indeed, and that's what he should be concentrating on. But give credit to Galanov. He's drawn his opponent in on occasions, made him hold his feet, and he's had some success. It'll be interesting to see now if VEITIA just sticks to these tactics on the outside, because it will be difficult from now on in for Galanov to nail him with a clean shot if he keeps moving VEITIA.
So just over a minute to go. We've gone beyond the midpoint in this third and final round. Cuba yesterday sent 3 out of their 3 semi-finalists through to the gold medal bout. That's a trend That VEITIA is going to be keen to continue as he lands a hard pot shot left hand. That's an eye-catching shot. They top the list of semi-finalists with 7 boxers through out of their 9 to the final 4. GALANOV trying to get on the front foot and make things uncomfortable for VEITIA, but he's remaining composed in the pocket, and GALANOV is being made to miss aplenty.
You see bent arm work from GALANOV. He does much better when he tries to jab and use long straight shots. He struggles a little bit, although he's getting through now. But when he's in at mid-range, in short range, in close quarters, he has some success. And VEITIA again chooses the wrong tactic to hold the feet. It's the movement that the man in red has got to keep doing.
So VEITIA takes a hard right hand around the corner from GALANOV, and that inspires him. VEITIA just looking to hold on as he takes a cuffing left as it gets physical at short range. 10-second clap has sounded. And again, VEITIA, who has demonstrated his clear superiority in ring craft when he's boxed on the move, for large portions of the contest elected to box flat-footed. High fives abound in the red corner. They feel that their man has clearly done enough. We're going to the scorecards. 10-point must system in effect, remember. All 5 scoring judges seated around the boxing ring using the 10-point must system. And we are now in their hands. Is it a question of volume or quality?
Well, maybe the Cubans know something we don't, but I think this is a fairly close one. GALANOV there coming forward, catches VEITIA. VEITIA good with the movement. This could be a close one. Let's have a listen in.
And Yosbany VEITIA of Cuba, the tournament #1 seed, goes through to the gold medal bout for the 2nd successive World Championships. A 3-2 split decision win. Incredibly tight on the scorecard, and perhaps he was that confident in the cleanliness and the quality of his pot shots that he elected that tactic and that methodology, confident of saving something for the gold medal bout. He's over the line. He's through to contest championship gold. Tamir GALANOV, here at his 2nd World Boxing Championships, comes away with a bronze after a very competitive display against the 3rd-ranked boxer in the world.
Well, there you go, Ronald. It was a 3-2 split. It was as close as what we thought. And the Cuban had just got over the line, but I think he just chose the wrong tactics there. He could have made it a lot easier for himself. Nevertheless, he's the winner, but it was close, wasn't it? And GALANOV, yeah, he's...